Cowboy Nation? Really appreciate you all for tuning in. No news on coachings. Everything else remains the same. Although it's reported that Jerry Jones will not sign Jason Garrett's or renew Jason Garrett's contract. But it is what it is at this point. We have to understand that it's the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys being Cowboys. We wait to the last moment. We wait to the last minute for things to change. And as fans, we sound like we're complaining, but we just stayed in the truth. Shout out to you, Q. Shout out to you, Mr. Wright. Antoine, man, you changed your name up on the bruh. But shout out to you, Antoine, man. It's just what it is. I reminded a lot of people, um, free agent. It was down during the free agency period, and you remember the Joneses family. They said, you know what, we cool. We just gonna kick it. We gonna get on our yacht. We gonna fly somewhere, or we gonna go on vacation. And we as fans, we sitting there like, no, they need to do something. They need to go out there and wheel and deal. Now, I will say this though. I will say this. Thank God for Will McClay because he was able to find Robert Quinn and get him into the mix, and he had what 11.5 sacks this year. That was good. That was something that we can say, okay, we can hang our hat on. However, this team we're seeing, it's not. You know what? This is the thing with the Dallas Cowboys. It's not the big things that they mess up on. It's not. It's the small things that they mess up on. It's the small nuances that they mess up on. It's like a 3rd and 15 play, Cowboy Nation. Somehow we can get the 3rd and 15 play, but that 3rd and 1, that 3rd and 2, or when it's time for you to go for it on 4th down, when you're supposed to punt, they go for it. When you're supposed to, when you're supposed to not go for it, they go for it. You see, it's one of those things as it relates to the Cowboys. It's the small things that they do. It's the I don't use analytics talk. You see, I don't I don't judge the team by beating the team by taking away what they can do best. You see, and this what's been going on for 10 years. Shout out to you, Q, man. You know, it is what it is, Natasha. Really appreciate you. It's just the small things. Like we can go into a game and it can say, okay, man, we have no chance. Remember the LA Rams team? They was rolling high. They was rolling high. We was sitting there like, man, we just lost to the Chicago Bears. You see, we just got whooped by the Jets. But we'll walk up there and we'll beat the LA Rams like it's nothing. It's crazy. I believe if it was a perfect weather against the New England Patriots, we probably would have beat them. It's just the small things that we do sometimes that get in the way. And most of it is like this. We know that Jerry Jones is not scouting Cowboys players. You know, we know that Jerry Jones is not burning the midnight oil looking at extra tape. We know that. We know that that duty is been left to not Chris Richard, but Will McClay. We know that. We know it. We know it. We know it. However, he is not doing right by Will McClay. I do know that Will McClay got some type of love affair too with the Joneses. He said that, hey, I want to bring Joneses a ring. I want to give him a Super Bowl ring because he had other offers he could have picked up. He could have went to the Texans. He could have went to the other team. I think it was the Tennessee Titans at one point who was looking for his services. The Colts, I believe. It was another team that was looking for his services, but he said, I'm loyal to the Joneses. Newsflash, Muriel McClay. That loyalty stuff don't get you far. It don't. It don't get you far. It seems like we can see it, Cowboy Nation, but a lot of fans don't see it. A lot of people don't see it. They don't see like the loyalty aspect from Jerry Jones to the staff to some of the players. Yes, it's good and all, but it hurts and it diminished the other guys. Like Jason Witten coming back, yeah, that's cool. You gave him a life jacket and say, well, we'll take care of you. We love you. We want to help you. You see, Jason Witten, because you was talking about pulling a rabbit out of a head. You see, you know, He made Booger McFarland look like he was talking like gold. You see what I'm saying? And everybody know Booger McFarland. He be using all type of crazy stuff. But neither here nor there. We know it. We know it. But it's not me trying to beat a dead horse. But come on, Jerry. He slowed down the process. And we talked about playing the process and understanding the process. He slowed down the process for your boy. I'm talking about Jarwins and Schultz. Slow down the process. It's crazy, man. Shout out to you, J Farm. Shout out to you, man. Dallas, do you think the Cowboys need a coach out of college? My opinion, they shouldn't. This is from Cowboys Nation. Like, my thing is, we need a coach that Jerry Wayne can walk on. We need a coach that Jerry Wayne. You see how he refusing to get rid of Jason Garrett? It's crazy. We need somebody that Jerry Wayne can feel comfortable, basically. Mr. Wright, what's up, man? Thank you for the donation to help grow the nation, man. You says after this year we need to make a big move in the defensive tackle positions, and many. Yeah, you got too many finesse. It went away from me, but I'll reread your comment. Hit me up on the gram, and I reread your information there. Um, we do. We do. Like I said, we do the big things right, but we do the small things wrong. Oh Lord, do you have any more information on that? Tyrone Crawford. We had every reason to get rid of Tyrone Crawford last year when the whole incident when Florida happened. We would have saved $9.8 million. Let that sink into your mental. $9.8 million. We had every reason to go up there. And if we can talk about if we were to get like one or maybe two dynamic players outside of the Robert Quinn, I thankful for what he was able to do, and outside of a Randall Cobb. Don't you think that one or two players that we could have got and stopped worrying about the money, because we got $22 million left in reserve for this year that's going to roll over for next year or what have you when the next season start off? I think that we're going to be somewhere in the 80 million range as it relates to salary cap. But what we do is we say, well, we don't want to spend none of that money. Jerry Jones and his friends and his company and his brother or whatever not his brother, but his son, Stephen Jones, they're going to be on a vacation when the first week of free agency occur. And they say, well, no, that's Will McClay's deal. Gonna let the brother do all of the work, but want to take all of the credit. That don't look right with me. Same with this defense. Rob Marinelli. I'm going to tell you how dysfunctional the Dallas Cowboys is. If Rob Marinelli is the defensive coordinator, let him be the defensive coordinator by salary and by responsibility. Don't give me a position and say, well, you're going to have the position by name, but in actuality, it's John down there, an accountant, that's doing that stuff. You see what I'm saying? They're calling up everything. You don't work like that. You don't operate like that. Don't you know that that's dysfunction? I want people to understand that. You see? Look, for example, I'm going to use Akeem. I'm going to use Akeem right here in the chat. Let's say this is your house. Everything goes and operates through your name, but Law Nation is living in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling your wife what to do. I'm telling her, hey, fold the clothes. Hey, I want mine star sharp. You know what I mean? But in reality, on paper, it's Hakeem's house. You see? They don't go right. You see, the Dallas Cowboys do everything, the small things wrong. All the Cowboys should have did and said, okay, this is Chris Richard's defense. This is his philosophy. And now, Papa Rob Marinelli will be coaching only the defensive front four. But no, the Cowboys way is not like that. It's always smoke and always mirrors, you see. Shout out to you, Eric, man. Really appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. Let me know where I lied at, you see. But the Cowboys do everything backwards. He ain't fired, man. Laugh out loud. Yeah, they're going to let him go. We need a big-time defense, boy. Yeah, shout out to you, Cowboy Nation, man. Here's the thing that we need. We need to establish the identity of this team. Look, I can tell you right now before the Washington Redskins even play a game, and a lot of people, I read some comments saying that, the Washington Redskins are going to be trash. But I can say one thing. They're going to have an established defense. They're going to have a defense that set the tone. Regardless of how you look at it, they're going to be known by their defense. You got the Bama boys up front, and you got Reuben Foster, who could be coming back next year or what have you, or next season, however you want to look at it. And then on top of that, they need to just pick up maybe some draft picks as it relates to safety, well, not safety play, because safety is kind of suspect, Landon Collins, but they get a cornerback, they're going to be established on defense. That's what it's going to be. At least they have some identity that they can lean on. Cowboys, our beloved team, we don't have no identity. We don't. We've been saying. I was looking at some of my older videos. I've been looking at some of my old videos, and I was looking at what we need to do in order to make this team better. And I said, man, this is going on year 3 and going into year 4 of me talking on YouTube, but I'm saying the same thing that we need: safety, defensive tackle. We didn't address those things in 2-3 years. We keep saying the same thing. Man, boy, it would be nice for us to get some defensive tackles in the inside. Boy, people fail to realize if you work on the trenches, I did a whole video talking about the core. Work on the core, work on the core. And we refuse to penetrate and work on the core as it relates to the defensive tackle, as it relates to safety play. Now, granted, you can say that Antoine Barbecue Woods was a good factor, but I want to talk about Xavier Woods. You can say, well, Long, this Xavier Woods guy, he showed us some flashes, but he also showed us a lot of pitfalls. He showed us a lot of unwillingness to tackle and make a person pay for it when they do come across the middle and stop leaning in with his shoulder. Although we love his overall skill set, but there are a lot of gray areas in his overall collective playing too. They cost us a few situations. That's a story of a different day. Special team is inconsistent. Natasha, you took the words right out of my mouth. Special teams. Look, we haven't been good on special teams since we got rid of Dwayne. What's his name? Dwayne Harrison or Dwayne Harris. We had a little spark here and there with Lucky, but we haven't been dynamic on special teams for years. And as much as I love Tony Pollard, his hesitation for the nation reminds me of like, hey, I don't even want him to do it. If you're thinking about it and you don't want to do it, then don't do it. We needed somebody that's fearless. He haven't broke one yet, you see? So I don't want to think next year that all of a sudden Tony Pollard is going to be this dynamic special team guru guy, because I haven't seen it in the first year. It's rarely that all of a sudden you say, oh, wow, look at that guy. Normally, when you see special team play, we want to see special team play, you see. You see the changing of the game when you see special team play, just looking out there like, man, boy, they better not punt it to this guy. And it's so crazy that our special team this year played just like the coach. Safe. They fair catch. They wave it down. They make sure that it's best for us to catch the ball opposed to just going ahead and running with it. You had the Randall Cobb who he looked just like a mirror image of Cole Beasley out there securing the punts. And this is not me complaining. I'm just explaining. They fair catch. Yeah, who is Dre? The great. They fair catch everything. I'm like, dude, you better get us 2 yards. Get us 5. Do something with it. Just don't look at it. They'll bounce and let it hit into the backfield like they refuse to make a mistake. Special teams is part of the game. And I think it cost us at least 2. If we win 2 games by special teams, we'll be playing tomorrow. We'll be playing on Sunday. And Lucky Whitehead was pretty good too. He was pretty good on special team. Had to bring him up, But we've been looking. And before, look, name me that special teams guy before Devin. Was it Dwayne Harris. Name me that special team guy. Don't bring up Patrick Creighton. But I believe that good coaches are able to squeeze some talent out of some people. I remember Wade Phillips. He said, "Forget it. Oh, Dez Bryant, you want to do special team? Come on, I'm gonna put you out there. We got to win these games." Although he broke his foot. uh, Antonio Winfield at safety. Winfield safety is very versatile. I'm gonna have to look him up. Yes, indeed. Jet D, what's good with you, man? Really appreciate you all for tuning in. So my thing is, Cowboys are doing Cowboys type of stuff. We sit there and we're gonna be top probably one of the top teams next year as relates to the draft because whoever we get, we're going to pump him up like he's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. We're going to get some videos, some film breakdown on him. Everybody's going to be happy about him. But then again, we don't know who the coach is going to be, and we don't know how they're going to utilize him. You say, we still look. I'm gonna do my full evaluation of every player. I'm gonna go line by line on each of those guys. But guess what? Here's the news flash, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to you, Williams. Appreciate you for the donation to help grow the nation. Lawman, keep doing good work. He says respect. Appreciate the respect, fam. Really appreciate it. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. We still don't know who Tristan Hill is. We still don't know who Connor McGovern is, right? We don't know. We don't know what he brings to the table. We still just don't know what we're going to get out of Tony Pollard the next year. We don't know whether or not in a NFL game can he lead the troop without Ezekiel Elliott. We haven't got a chance to see that. We have yet to see Tony Pollard take more than 15 snaps. We have yet to see Tony Pollard line up as slot receiver. We have yet to see Tony Pollard line up on the outside, which we was able to see in college. He was able to do those things, right? Who else we drafted? Who else we drafted last year? Help me out, because everybody else was disappeared, like the Thanos snap around here. Who else we drafted? We drafted Tristan. We drafted Tony Pollard. We drafted Connor McGovern. Shout out to you. Who does it made the donation to help grow it, man? Eric Stewart, much respect to the brothers. He said, "Fly Eagles fly." Shout out to you, man. Joe Jackson, he sparked a little bit, didn't he? Then he disappeared. I thought that we was going to get more play action out of Joe when Crawford went down or what have you. Daniel Wise, yeah. Michael Jackson, Joe Jackson. Who else we drafted? Jordan Chun. They signed him to a futures, right? Michael Jackson's gone. What's the guy? Mike Weber. Mike Weber. I don't know if he's still on the practice squad. So, I mean, I normally we give 3 years before we can evaluate this draft. But if I'm a betting man, I can just say, man, this draft was a wash outside of Tony Pollard. And you already signed Ezekiel Elliott to a 5-year contract, and you refuse to put him out there on the field. So hopefully, my only battle cry will be whatever the coach we get, if they are offensive-minded type of coach, maybe they can look at this team and say, Ezekiel Elliott. Okay. Teams are loading the box. Tony Pollard, shifty. We can line them. We can do maybe 20 personnel, flex them out because they won't have the same love affair as this current coaching staff have for Jason Witten. Maybe my ideal situation would be for them to get another dynamic tight end to put into this offense. Maybe it can be a veteran guy. Eric Ebron, he tweeted out something earlier this week. Maybe if his contract, let me know where his contract is at. Maybe you can pair him up and match him up with, Blake Jarwin. Maybe they, with the 17th draft pick, they can get that safety we've been talking about. And maybe, just maybe, they can entertain this. This is what I want the Cowboys to do. And I love Dak Prescott. But you guys want me to keep it PG-13, so I'm going to keep it PG-13. And I'm going to keep it real 100 too with it. Hell, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys and I looked at the last 6 or 7 games Dak Prescott played in, and I said, man, This is seemed like an ongoing situation because we saw this stretch of games. Although it may not be his fault, but we saw these stretch of games in 2017. We saw a stretch of games where Dak Prescott looked like, whoa, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? And then we saw a stretch of games in 2018 before Amari Cooper came there. Remember when we was 3-5? We saw a stretch of games where he was inconsistent, overthrowing the ball, throwing the ball over the receiver's head. The receiver had to climb a ladder and stuff. And we saw a stretch of game this year. So it's consistent pattern with Dak Prescott having a stretch of game with some inconsistency. You know how you patch that stuff up? Not saying the Dak Prescott company is asking for $40 million and you say, okay, here's 40. How you patch this stuff up, Cowboy Nation, is you look at this roster and you say, well, we need a veteran backup. You find that veteran backup. You put him in there, he'll put a fire under Dak Prescott. Don't make it comfortable for him. Always have that fire. Have that guy that when they looking on the sideline, man, this dude right here in practice, man, lighten it up. All right, Dak. And this is me being real. I ain't going to be like one of those guys say, let's keep Cooper Rush behind Dak. No, I want some fire behind it. You know, that's what we need. We need to have that type of flames so that Dak Prescott can say, you know what, I can't afford to have these stretch of games. And you already know that steel sharper steel, iron sharper iron. Just like I like the fact that they had that fire behind Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, when they said Zeke who, you see, I believe that Dak Prescott need that fire behind him, you see. And that's just the reality of it. I want to put a lot of pressure on Dak so that we would know for sure after we sign, because next year is going to be what I think that they're not going to sit there and say, okay, here you go, Dak. Here you go. Here's $35 million. Should it be a battle at every position? This is Mr. Right. Oh, yeah. Yes. It should be a flat out battle. If this new guy outperformed this old guy, if put it like this, if number 32 put his name down, I forgot his name. If number 32 is outperforming Cheeto Awuzie, because Cheeto Awuzie is in a contract year. If number 32 is outperforming Cheeto Awuzie in practice, training camp, and it's a contract year for Cheeto Awuzie, 2 tears in a bucket. But this is why I like a new coaching staff. They don't have those feelings. Alumba, yeah, really appreciate you. They don't have those emotions. They won't have those little feelings like, oh, that's the guy that I drafted. That's the guy I want, you see. Because they're going to look at it like, man, this guy is beating you. So the only way, forget about that contract situation. I want to win games. I want to be able to put a good resume out there for me being the first-time head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. That's what I want. What's good with you, JL? Urban. I like Urban. I love Urban. I don't know if he's going to be able to deal with Jerry Wayne Jones. Look, Zimmerman, Coach Zim for the Minnesota Vikings, it appears that Minnesota love him. They said, look, they hear the news that the Dallas Cowboys are thinking about snatching him up. They came out today saying, you know what, we love Coach Zim. He's going to be with us for a while. So I don't know what they talking about. Yeah. Zimmer, yeah. Coach Zimmer, put a man on the end of it. You know, Zimmer, you're going to play that man defense. Law, what's up with you? We prefer college coaches or NFL coach? I prefer a coach that can win, that can walk into this program and say, okay, this is football. It's 11 versus 11, whether it's college or whether it's high school, whether it's the pros. This is what we're going to bring to the table. And I'm going to be able to light a fire. It's going to be competition. If you miss tackles, we're going to be hitting these sledges over here. We're going to be doing some extra weightlifting. We're going to do something. We're going to win. We're going to establish the tone that we are the Dallas Cowboys. That's what I want. I want somebody that can be transitioning their talent and putting some pure football knowledge out there. That's what we want. We don't want nobody to be 32, 31, 31, and you line up shotgun, and then you do a pitch toss to the left side, on the weak side of the formation. We don't want that. We don't want a person to call timeout to ice his own kicker. We don't want people to say, well, we're going to play less aggressive since we got a kicker that can kick a 60-yard field goal. So we are playing less aggressive. We don't want that type of talk going around. I don't want a person that say, well, we up by 32. Let's just go ahead and start benching our players. No, I want somebody to look at the opposition and step on their neck and say, okay, I make sure that every time you play this silver and blue nation, whenever time you play these Dallas Cowboys, you got to bring the whole fight to the table, not just some of it. Kareem, really appreciate you, man. We need identity on both sides of the ball, man. Yes, 100%. We need that identity. Um, Let me see what else we got here. Y'all got to warm up to that home seat and watch us fly. You got me. What you said? Eagles, y'all playing against the Seattle Seahawks. It's a well-coached team, a team that's going to be a run-first team. They're going to do a lot of play actions. And I'm going to news flash for the Eagles. And I got to talk about the Eagles right quick. This guy, Russell Wilson, I want you to look up this right here, the Eagles fans. He throw the highest percentage of deep balls than any other quarterback in the NFL. Your team is subject to the double moves more than any other team in the NFL. It's going to be fly Eagles fly, right? It's going to be fly Hawks fly because those boys are going to set up the run and they're going to pass. So your defensive backs better be ready. You better be ready. And as soon as you try to get out of that compressed box look, that's what they're gonna do. And as soon as you get out of the compressed box look, they're gonna run it with their running backs that they got. Yeah, so shout out to them. They're gonna be playing. So we'll see. Seahawks are hard to beat, yes, indeed, especially with a motivated coach. And also, they got somebody who can set the tone on the running back committee too. Didn't they got Marshawn Lynch? Huh? Huh? Shout out to you, Love and Aries. Really appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. The Texans are and the Hawks. Pats will win. Okay. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Yeah, Cowboy Nation. I'm trying to get ready to go. I got to go pick up my little one from daycare, but I just want to be able to talk to you all just briefly on the Cowboys. They are who they are. They doing the exact same thing. Hopefully, when January the 14th come around, they can say, well, we're gonna move on from Jason Garrett. Not Jerry, because Jerry ain't gonna go nowhere. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Yeah, Eagles, y'all better do y'all job. Y'all better do y'all job. Hmm? Because in my opinion, if you'd have did your job in 2003 or whatever that year was when you played the Patriots the first time, they wouldn't have all of those Super Bowl runs. So do your job, Eagles. Stop all that talking and just do your job. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Salute. What it was? Dude throwing up in the huddle? Yeah. Do your job.